Okay, battery is doing good. And let me just jump right back into where I started off from. Anyway, sorry. Whoa, sorry. Um, Jacob's Ladder. Have you guys ever heard of the story Jacob's Ladder? I know that there are stories, I guess, that they've turned into children's stories. Because when I was little, I remember when I used to go to church, well, when my mom made me go to church, there was this story called Jacob's Ladder, but I don't even remember what it's about. To be honest with you, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know what the hell does that mean. What is Jacob's Ladder? But anyways, I had this dream about Jacob's Ladder. So I'm just gonna tell you the dream that I had, and I don't even know if it has anything to do with the actual children's story Jacob's Ladder or if it's even in the Bible. I don't know. I guess I should ask. But anyway, this dream I had maybe four 4 years ago, something like that. Like it's not recent, but I just remembered it. Anyways, so in this dream, the world. Every time I have these dreams, it's always something, some chaos going on. Something was happening where a volcano had erupted, and like it was more than one volcano actually, and there was mayhem everywhere, like hot lava everywhere. And somehow, me and my siblings, my brothers and my sister, we somehow managed to find a plane and fly it. Like this part of the dream is stupid. This doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways, we managed to find a plane and fly around so that we could avoid the mayhem that was going on with these volcanoes erupting. So we're flying around and we realize that the plane is running out of gas and we need to land somewhere, but there's nowhere to land because obviously the volcanoes are erupting everywhere. So I find this little piece of land that we can land on, and we somehow managed to land on this little piece of land that is untouched by the volcanoes. Okay, we get off the plane and we're walking around. There's nothing around. It's like a desert. We're walking around. We don't know where the hell we are. We don't even know where to go. And in the distance, we find this old, beat down building. It looks like the building may have even been burned, but it was still standing. Still had shelter. And so we decided to go in there and see if we could find something to eat and something to drink. So we go in there and there's all these women, like all these old church ladies, like, and when I say church ladies, I'm talking about those ladies that wear those big hats to church with the flower on the side and the suits, like those type of church ladies. And they were like all standing around in this building praying loudly, but it was not normal. There was something wrong with them. Like they were praying in a language that I did not know. Like it sounded crazy. And like their eyes were rolling in the back of their head and they just looked crazy. And I was like, these women don't make me comfortable, even though it looked like they were praying, and like some of them were down on their knees praying, some of them were standing up with their hands in the air praying, but they just made me uncomfortable and I wanted to leave so bad. But my brothers didn't want to leave because they wanted to continue to find food and water. So I was like, fine, okay, just find it. They couldn't find nothing, so we decided that we were going to leave after that. But we couldn't, for some reason, we could not find the entrance to get back out the way we came in. So we were like stuck in this room with these weird, crazy, foaming at the mouth, eyes rolling back church women. So I was like, okay, we got to get out of here. And one of my brothers spotted my mother there praying. She was like there, dressed in her, Sunday best, praying with her eyes rolling back in her head, praying in this weird language that we did not know. And my brothers wanted to go get her and take her back with us. And I was like, no, leave her alone. Like, I just didn't have this feeling, this good feeling about her. I was like, no, just leave mom here. She can't come with us. Like, I was like, something's wrong with her. She can't come. And I know that sounds kind of bad in the situation that we were in, but I just knew that she could not come. She was not coming. Something was wrong with her up here. Like, she was not. I was like, no, we can't bring her. And they got kind of mad at me, but then eventually they listened to me. I was like, just leave her alone. She's in her own world. let her stay here with these church women. But we still could not find a way to get out. And so we split up looking for a place to get out. And I'm on my own. They all split up without me, and I'm just alone. So I'm looking around for a place to get out. And all of a sudden, there's a light that comes from the ceiling. And I'm looking up like, what the hell is this? And this was not electricity light. This was just like just a random fluorescent shining light in the middle of the ceiling that just appeared out of nowhere. And all of a sudden, this ladder, this is sounding so crazy. I can just imagine how crazy I sound right now. But anyways, this ladder comes out of the light, like a long ladder comes out of the light to the ground. And like this ladder is like glowing. Like it doesn't look fake, but it's glowing, so it kind of looks fake. And I'm just looking at it like, what the hell? I'm like, what is this? And I hear this voice saying, and this voice was so powerful, it like shook me. It shook the building. It was like, climb Jacob's ladder. And I was like, what? And so I start calling my brothers. I'm calling them to come over. And I'm like, do you guys see this? Do you see this ladder like just coming out of the ceiling? Like, this is crazy. Like, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't the only one seeing this, and no one could see it. Like, my brothers couldn't see it, my sister couldn't see it, and they're like, we don't see anything. What are you talking about? And I was like, you don't see this ladder? This big freaking ladder coming out of the ceiling? Like, they were making me feel like I was crazy, and they're like, no, we don't see it. And then again, I heard the voice say, climb Jacob's ladder. And I was like, oh my God, how do you guys not hear this? How do you not see this? So I was like, you know what? Forget about it. If you don't believe me, fine. But I'm going to climb this ladder because it's the only way out. So I start climbing it, and my brothers could see me. Just, I guess they thought I was floating in the air because they couldn't see the ladder. And I was like, just follow me. You can't see the ladder, but just do exactly what I do, and you can, climb out with me. So my brothers literally had to copy each motion that I was doing as I was climbing the ladder because they couldn't see it, and I was the only one that could see it. And when I started going through the light, because as the closer I got to the ceiling, the more, I guess, light I started to feel, the more, I don't want to say powerful, but more free, the more free I started to feel. And when I went all the way through the light, I woke up. That was the end of my dream. I don't know what that dream meant, but it would be nice if I could find out what the story of Jacob's ladder is. I don't even know if that's a real story, to be honest with you, because I don't know where it is. I don't even know where it is in the Bible. But I remember as a little girl that it was a story that we used to read in Sunday school. I just don't remember how it goes, to be honest with you. But yeah. So that was my dream about Jacob's ladder. Okay, next dream. Hold on, let me pull up my little list here of dreams. Oh, okay. Here's another dream. It's a little more realistic. This dream I had last year, maybe. I think I had it last year. Yeah, about a year ago, maybe. I'm not sure, but I know I put it on my Twitter. I tweeted about it on my Twitter. I don't think too many people follow me on Twitter, so you probably don't even know the story. But I had a dream that I got off work and I was coming home, and there was something on the news right when I walked in the door from coming home from work. CNN was on television, and there was a woman reporting something happened. I don't know what it was that happened, but something big happened. Something happened to cause people to die. And whatever it was, it involved civilians and the military. And I remember watching the news report about a few thousand people died, like instantaneously. And they were taking the bodies of these people and lining them up in the streets so that family members could come by and identify them. It was really weird. Some of the bodies, I remember, the bodies of the civilians were in body bags, and the bodies of the soldiers were not, because they had dog tags, so they were being laid out in the street, intermingled with the civilians, but they weren't in body bags. But I don't remember what the newswoman was saying of how they died. All I know is it was something massive, and it was continuing. It kept going, whatever it was. that was killing people kept killing people. And there was people walking down the streets looking at the bodies to see if they had any family members in this disaster or whatever. Now, right before I had that dream, I should have told this dream first. Right before I had that dream, I had another dream, which I'm not sure has anything to do with it, but it makes sense. I had a dream that one day, randomly, this is always when I'm outside going somewhere. I was like, I don't know where I was going, but I was on the subway. I was on the subway and I got off the subway. I don't even know why I got off at this stop because I don't go to this place, but I just got off the subway, whatever. And people were like running around and screaming and pointing at the sky and tripping, and I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? So I look up in the sky and there's another sun. Like, you know, we have our own regular sun that heats up the earth, but there was another sun or a star or something, and it was like burning in the sky. But no one knew what it was, no one knew where it came from, and it wasn't doing anything. It wasn't harming anyone. It was just there, and it was making people go crazy. And on the news in my dream, they were reporting that it was harmless, it wasn't going to do anything to us, and we should just let it be. And like some time went by and people started to relax a little more. People weren't scared of it anymore because it wasn't harming anything. It wasn't destroying anything. It wasn't making people sick. It wasn't doing anything. It wasn't even giving off heat like the sun was. It was just existing pretty much. And then one day, out of the blue, after a short while went by of it doing absolutely nothing, it starts spewing fire onto the earth. But this fire was a different kind of fire. This was a type of fire that could not be put out by water. And that that is what was making people go crazy. Like the military, or not the military, NASA wanted to go outer space to see if they could somehow stop it, but they couldn't get to it because it was too far away. And the only thing that we could do was try to avoid getting burned by it. But at the same time, this fire was weird. It was almost like a pink fire. It was kind of pink looking. I mean, in the sky, it was kind of a yellowish, orange, white, almost like a white color, almost like a white orange color, burning in the sky. But when the fire actually shot down to earth, it was kind of pink. And no one ever knew where the fire was going to land. Like, it would spew fire on the earth and no one had a clue where it would land. So if you saw it spewing fire, you better take cover somewhere, because it could land anywhere on earth. And it was just spewing fire randomly in random places all over the earth, and it was a fire that could not be put out. Like, and I think that's what was driving everyone crazy. And I remember in that dream not being afraid. I mean, I don't want to say I wasn't afraid, but I guess I had an adrenaline rush about it. But there was nothing. People would try to throw water on it, dirt on it. The military tried to spray some, I don't know, some crap that they have, some secret stuff that they have that puts out fires, but it didn't even work. Just no matter what you did, the fire could not be put out. It would just burn and burn and burn and burn. And it was pretty much destroying the earth. And then I woke up. I don't know. These dreams these dreams I have never have happy endings. I had that dream last year as well. Oh my god, let me go back to my list. Another dream. I'm trying to put all the important ones first, because I have a really bad battery and my camera shuts down so easily. Oh, what else? Oh, okay. I can talk about this. Actually isn't a dream. Something else that's kind of similar, I guess. And like I said, when it comes to things like this, I don't have control over it. I just want to put that out there again. But I did have these few experiences over the past few years with people. People that piss me off or do something wrong to me. This was about 3 years ago or 4 years ago, back in 07. What is that? Well, it's 2012 now, but whatever. It's like 4 years ago. I had a manager at my old job back in California who, for some reason, on a particular day, was really busy and he was nowhere to be found. He wasn't on the floor helping us, and I worked in a restaurant at the time. So I was pretty much taking matters into my own hands because he was not around. He was nowhere to be found, and I'm the type of person, if I need help and I can't find help, I will help myself. That is just how I am. And he was not available. So I pretty much took matters into my own hands and started doing stuff because he can't wait for him. It was really busy and we had a lot of customers coming in. So when he finally decided to show up at the end of all hell breaking loose in the restaurant, he yells at me for some of the things that I did. And I'm just like, this mofo, how dare he yell at me when he was nowhere to be found? He was not helping at all. He was somewhere. Who knows where he was? He probably just showed up to work late. And then he had the nerve to yell at me because I took the initiative to make a decision because he was not there. But anyway, so I said it out loud, but I said it to myself. I kind of just, I don't know, sent up like a little prayer, like a little, just a grudge against him. Like, oh my God, I hope he falls down the stairs and breaks his fucking leg. Like, and when I said it, I meant it. But after that, I forgot about it. I never thought about it again because, I mean, when someone does something wrong to me, I usually forget about it because I'm pretty forgiving. But, I mean, usually, not all the time, but usually I forget about things that people do to me that's wrong. So I didn't, after I said that about him, I didn't really think about it anymore. And then like a few months later, he actually did fall down the stairs and he tore a ligament in his leg. Okay? And when that happened, I was like, oh my God. I remember saying that a few months ago, I hope he falls down the stairs and breaks his leg. And like, I mean, he didn't break his leg, but he tore a ligament in his leg and he did fall down the stairs. And I thought that was a coincidence. Like, I really thought it was a coincidence. I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. I can't believe it actually happened. And I never thought about it again. Whatever. A few months later after that, I had another manager. She was a bitch. For some days she would be really nice to me, and other days she would just bother me for no reason. Like, just pick on me for no reason. Every little thing that I did, she would have a problem with it. And I remember one day she would not let me take my break. Like, I take my break at the same time every day, but for some reason she was like, she had some more work for me to do and I just could not take my break. And so I was like, oh my God, I freaking hope, I don't even remember what I said about her, but it was something physical. Like, I hope she gets something happen to her. I don't remember what I said about her. Whatever it was, it happened. What was it? Not even months like the other manager. It was like a few weeks later. A few weeks later, she came to work with her arm in a sling. And I was like, what happened to you? She would not tell anybody what happened to her. No one. I think she got in a fight. I don't know. But whatever it was, she did something to her wrist and her shoulders. And she was like, it was like in a sling. And I was like, wow. Just a few weeks ago, I was like, I wish something happened to you. And it did happen to you. And I was like, this is really weird. And it doesn't stop there. This time it gets even more weird. I had another manager at the same exact job who was always picking on me as well, but I hardly ever worked with him, so I really didn't have a problem with him. But whenever I did work with him, he was always picking on me. And this particular night, I was working by myself because someone had called out of work sick, so I was working by myself and I was busting my ass, okay? And he was making a big deal out of the candles on the table. Like, there's so much going on in a restaurant. A candle on a table is like not top priority. It's not important. Like, for some reason, he just thinks that the candles on the table should be lit at all times, and if it goes out, then I need to relight it. And I understand that I do need to relight the candles, but it's not that big of a deal, especially when it's busy and there's other things going on and there's a line at the front. We're like, fuck the candles. But anyways, so he was tripping hard, yelling at me on the floor in front of people about these damn candles on the table because I didn't relight them quick enough for him. So I was like, I hope he gets in an accident and fucking gets his face ripped off. Like, that is my exact words that I said. Like, I hope he gets in a car accident and gets his face ripped off. Mind you, this man went on vacation to Hawaii, and when he came back, he had been in a motorcycle accident and all of his chin had been ripped off. And I am not even making this up. Oh my god, I wish I had a witness. I wish I had someone, but that was in LA. I wish I had someone to confirm this. He was in a motorcycle accident when he was on vacation in Hawaii, and he got his whole chin, the skin anyway, not the actual chin, but his skin was ripped off. And he had to go to a plastic surgeon and get all this work done down here because the piece of his chin was like mutilated and the skin under here was ripped and burned. And hey, after that, I started to realize that I need to watch what I say about people. But you know, when I said those things about my managers, I meant it because they really pissed me off. But I say things about people all the time and it doesn't happen. So I just thought that was really weird. And like I said before, you can take it as you want it. You can just say that all three of those things were coincidences, or maybe not. Maybe they happened because I prayed or wished for them to happen. Yeah. And sometimes when I have dreams about certain people, that they happen too, and my battery is about to run down. I'm so over this camera and this battery. I really am. I need to upgrade. This is ridiculous. This is another reason why I don't like making videos. It's irritating. This thing is about to run down. I'm like, the light is blinking. So, I guess I'll come back. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay. Let me cut it off. Bye.